We probably got more. Just sent out the Discord notification. So thanks to all who's been waiting for this. And we're basically on time. So let me lay this out for everybody who's watching, because I know a lot of you guys might be thinking this is kind of like crazy by the title and the thumbnail. Basically, I was reached out to via email. What's going on, Chad? There was a man who's sitting before me, wrote a whole long email titled, "I'm the CEO of Credit One, and all of the accolades of the Credit One bank," and everyone knows that it's a little bit contentious of a bank in the whole credit card community, but he decided that he thinks it goes under the radar and people are completely wrong on their perception of Credit One Bank, and he wanted to come on just to be able to say his piece and to maybe persuade some people on the actual. With that said, thanks everyone for being here. And so the CEO of Credit One, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, Graham. I just want to thank you for inviting me onto the Iced Coffee Hour. When my assistant reached out, I wasn't really sure if you would get back to us, but I appreciate it. And like you said, I just wanted to clear the air with some stuff,
Appreciate that. So, okay. Graham Steffen's not here, unfortunately, but he's out at the moment. But
yeah, I know. I'm just kidding, Meet Kevin. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. So, I want to know kind of what's going on here. So, what is the reason that you mainly reached out to me just to be on the show? What's the main thing?
Well, the truth is, I see a lot of negative talk about my company. And to be perfectly frank, I don't get it. I mean, monthly we put out a poll among the C-suite at the company. So, myself, the CFO, the CTO, and our company constantly polls first, with everybody in our C-suite. And I think we have some really great cards with some fantastic interest rates for myself. And, I don't get it. I thought maybe I could get some feedback from the community because, the community are the ones who pay for all my stuff. So what they think is important. You okay?
Sorry, just a little bit of allergies. 1 second.
Something in your throat?
Yeah. It's a little bit, it's very hot here. Okay, so all right, so sorry about that.
No problem.
Just thinking about some other things.
I understand it's intimidating talking to me. I get it. Did we lose you? You okay?
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I have never been in such a presence of to be honest. No, just off the bat before we go into anything. Okay. Your setup is absolutely amazing. I want to know your inspiration and why you have the desk setup that you do, because I think the in-car, it's very innovative.
Yeah, so the general story is, I woke up about an hour ago and my assistant reminded me that I had something to do. And I said, all right, crap, get some stuff together, make it happen for me. And so here we are.
Okay. So, okay. Sorry, I gotta pull myself together, man. I was at the dentist, so they got me on the laughing gas. Anyway, so you're, okay, so you woke up about an hour ago. And, okay, so as far as Credit One cards go, right? No, this is not a joke. This literally happened. I literally got this email, and we're meeting for the first time. So, okay. So Credit One Bank does get a bad rap, and you say you have some great cards, some great interest rates. Are there any things in particular that you find? Because I could tell you people in the community what they say. What they say about Credit One is they have predatory practices. They send out hundreds of thousands of mail-in offers. I've been getting them, for many, many months now.
You're
actually,
welcome.
many, many years now. Right. And, and while I never really open up the envelope, usually I'll shred them immediately. it's not because I dislike Credit One as a company. It's just because I feel like um, a lot of the community, they have some things to say about them, like really high interest rates. Sometimes when they have complaints, they can't get anyone on the phone. Um, and can you speak to anything like that, to that at all?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know if I would call any of that stuff predatory, right? You got to try and look at things like this from an objective third party perspective, right? Like, yeah, we could charge less interest rates. Yeah, we could not charge the fees that we charge. Um, yeah, we could have better customer support, right? But all of that stuff costs money, right? And so if the money is going to that, then where is it not going? You see what I'm saying? Like, they have that term, follow the money, right? Well, the money leads to me. And now here you are. This is probably the best day of your life, right? Let's be honest,
It really
right?
is. Yes.
Right. So you see what I don't know how to make it any clearer, honestly.
Okay. Okay. So this is the best day of my life. I have.
You're welcome again.
Oh my god! I can't. I can't. All right. Oh, I'm really
Okay,
glad you reached out to me.
I don't mean to be rude here. I
Sorry.
apologize in advance, but
Yes.
this isn't you know, obviously this isn't me, Kevin. And actually, on that note, hold on, I need to make a note to fire my assistant. What? I'm sorry. What is your name?
My name is Anthony Venture.
Andy Picture. Okay. All right, Andy. All right, let's go.
Around there. Okay.
Okay.
So, so you say these things all cost money. It's not predatory practices. You're welcome for the mail-in offers. Now, do you think that at some point with all of your customers, because I assume you have hundreds, at least hundreds of customers.
Oh,
What will you say to those customers when they say like, "Hey, I'm not able to pay these payments anymore. The interest rates are way too high. We're in excess of 30%, and the debt is piling up, and now I'm making complaints. I'm saying like, hey, I need to lower my credit limits, or hey, you got to stop letting me apply for all these cards. What are you going to say to those people? I think that's probably irresponsible.
well, Andy, I wouldn't say anything because I don't talk to them. So I would have nothing to say to them.
Right. So, do you have any people that work at Credit One Bank?
Probably. I mean, I know all of the money doesn't come to me, so I imagine it's probably going to like someone else. Janitors. I think we got one of those. I think I saw one.
Right. Right. Much like most companies, like when I walk into Chases, usually I see a lot of janitors. They help me, get signed up for credit cards. One thing I have to also ask is, a lot of people over the years have also mentioned that, hey, Credit One has stolen a lot of trademarks, and there's a lot of copyright involved with Credit One. Like if you look, Capital One Bank has the very same type of fonts, type of logo, and the same swoosh, like almost like a Nike swoosh. What would you say to people that say like, "Hey, you guys are just copycats. You're almost like these off-brand brands that are in other countries." What would you say to that?
I do. I actually get that question quite a bit. First of all, I'd like to point out that our logo was our logo first. Capital One took that logo after we had it. Now,
Oh,
some people retort with that with, yes, but you changed your name to Credit One to mimic them and to cause confusion. For legal reasons, I can't comment on that right now. But I will say, Capital One and us are in a friendly standoff, kind of like two nuclear powers, right? We
hmm.
got something on them, they got something on us. Is anybody going to make the first move? They stay and they do their thing. We stay and do our thing. You know, we stay in our lane. So
Right.
it's copacetic for now.
Gotcha. So do you feel like you're in direct competition with Capital One?
Oh no, we're not in competition with anybody.
Really?
I mean, they try, but come on.
Come on, what?
There's no way they could compete. We are leagues above all those other, like, what's that one startup? American something.
American
It's a little company.
Express?
Yeah, that's it. Those little guys.
I
They
mean,
got, you know.
I wouldn't call them little guys. I mean, I myself have 7 in their cards. They have great customer service. They, you know, amazing
Yeah,
rewards. People love them.
that's very charitable of you. You're a charitable guy. Good for you.
But it also means I get some value back. But unfortunately, looking through some of these Credit One cards, I mean, I don't see where I'm getting any value back with those cards. But maybe you might disagree.
Listen, Andy, I hate to talk in circles here, but we've already established in front of what? How many people are watching right now? Man, look at this.
That's
In front of
34.
13 people. Oh, 34. I was a little delayed. We've already established in front of 34 people that this is the best day of your life.
It's true. Yeah.
Has American, what are they? Have they ever given you the best day of your life?
They have on a few other, just not today, just in the past they have, yeah.
Do you understand the definition of best? There can only be one.
All right,
Otherwise, it's not the best.
I guess you got a point there. But I've never been able to take a Credit One card and go stay at a really fancy hotel in Charleston and stuff like that. But I have done that with American Express cards, and I'm
You
looking
can
at
do
these.
that with any card.
Can you really?
Yeah, you just gotta swipe the card. I don't care what card you use. You're silly. I didn't know this was a comedy show.
So I didn't realize either. So okay. So what was your main goal anyway by emailing me? Because I really wanted to get down to that. Okay, I asked you earlier, and you mentioned because people have some bad misconceptions about Credit One cards. But can you really outline why Credit One cards might beat out a Capital One? Like, why is there no competition?
Yeah, so that's 2 questions, right? The first question is, my main goal for emailing you was to get on the Graham Stephan show. And so that obviously fell flat on its face. I don't know what happened here.
Sorry.
And the other question about why our cards are better than Capital, why there's no competition. Do you have one of my cards?
I don't.
No. Okay. If you had to take a guess of the 28 people that are in the chat now, we lost 6 people. If you had to take a guess of the 28 people that are in the chat right now, how many of them do you think have Credit One cards?
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna put a 0% chance on that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You have Amex, you said?
Not to disrespect you or anything. I don't think most people that are watching the channel usually they don't jive with Credit One in their business.
Right. But you've got Amex, right?
Yeah.
And you've got Chase.
Yeah, I got a Chase card.
Yeah, right. So you see how easy it is for people to get those cards? But practically nobody has my cards, right?
Got it.
Right?
Got
you see
it.
where I'm going here?
Makes sense. Huh. That's interesting. Now that I think about it, it's actually pretty genius. It's because you really, man, huh. So how long
I'll tell
you
you
been
what.
Yeah, okay.
I'll tell you what. There is one company that I wouldn't say I'm worried about, but I think they got a solid product, and I am keeping my eye on them. Have you heard of the luxury black card?
Yes, I have. I have
Those
heard
guys,
of
those guys are serious. They know how to play the game. So I am going to have to keep an eye out on those guys.
Gotcha. Yeah, for people who are familiar, those luxury cards, they have, I think there's like all different tiers. They have a black card and a couple other cards, and they have like a $1,000 annual fee. So you guys haven't done that. You haven't put outrageous annual fees on your cards yet, right?
Yet.
Is there a
always? Go ahead.
Any particular reason why you never An annual fee on your cards?
Yeah, well, if you think about it, right? I've seen videos where people are constantly like, the Amex Platinum is a $695 annual fee. Can you justify it? And then they go through all these perks and these credits,
Yeah.
and they have to see if they can make it, right? That's silly. That's a lot of work. Nobody wants to do that on the consumer end. Nobody wants to do that on my end.
Mhm.
Why do that when I can just charge you interest from the moment you swipe your card? Right? Like all these other banks, they charge interest. What starts 28 days later?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
silly. How do they even make money? That's ridiculous. I
Huh.
charge you interest the moment you swipe your card, and everybody's happy. You bought something that you probably didn't need and shouldn't have spent the money on anyway, and you gotta hide from your wife for as long as you can, and
Yeah.
I get paid.
Makes sense. And you know what? Eh, Are you guys almost, is your plan as a company kind of to de-incentivize people to spend on your credit cards because they know if they do swipe, they're getting hit with interest fees. So this way people stay out of debt? Is that the goal?
Andy, there's no plan.
No plan at all?
Plans involve work.
Right. But you were weren't you just working? You got your laptop in front of you?
Oh no, you don't want to know what's on there.
Oh, gotcha. Just some laptops that are out and about. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You got to turn it into never mind. Anyway, um so okay. So I think that's interesting. So you don't have a plan to keep people out of debt by charging interest. Um so it does seem like you really have the viewpoint of being you really think of things from the business lens, I can see.
Right.
Mr. CEO. It seems like you really care about your business and you want your business to grow as much as possible and as much profit as possible. As this way, the company grows, right? But it seems like you haven't put a lot of thought into your consumers, the people that actually support your bank. Um,
Listen, see, the simplest way to run a business is like this. Like this watch is a perfect example, right?
mhm.
This watch is an Invicta Pro Diver. It's an homage to the Rolex Submariner, right?
Oh,
Now, of course, I could go out and I could spend tens of thousands of dollars on a Rolex, right? But why would I do that when I could just take the watch of my girlfriend's husband, right? And not
right.
spend any money. That's how you have to look at business, right? The
Okay.
less you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. Does it make sense?
I can understand where you're coming from. Yes, it definitely makes sense. Okay. So the less you put in, the more you'll end up getting out. Got it.
Exactly. Right?
Um, okay. So would you say Capital One is kind of like that Rolex, and Credit One is kind of like the Invicta, kind of like the very
Mm,
commercialized watch out there in every mall in America?
I would say Capital One is like those. You remember those little cartoon Casios the kids used to have in like the 80s and 90s?
Sure.
I would put Capital One about 10 steps below that. Yeah.
Jeez, man, that's not great. Um, can I ask, kind of going back a little bit? So how did you come to be the CEO of Credit One? Was this something that was maybe passed down to you, or did you work your way up?
Um, so I woke up one day in a hospital bed and I was like, first I was like, how did I get here? Right? I never found out the answer to that, but I was like, wow, life's really short. I need to do something with it, right?
Hmm.
And then I was like, I'll just take people's money. Which actually, now that I say it out loud, is probably how I ended up in that hospital bed in the first place.
Huh. So you almost had like, but so you never got the answer to why you woke up there, but you kind of felt like it was maybe you had some sort of injury or something happened where you had an awakening process and you kind of feel like, hey, I'm going to wake up and today, tomorrow, I'm going to start being the CEO of Credit One. Could it be that easy, or did you know people already?
Well, it wasn't that easy. I mean, the company didn't have a name yet. It was just an idea, right?
Right.
So, but
Oh,
yeah,
so
that's
you,
basically it. I was like, I need more money, and there's a whole lot of soccer customers, consumers in the world.
right.
Uh, are just like a puzzle.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Is there anybody in the chat that's watching this? Does anyone have a question? So I see CJ has a question. He says, who's also a YouTuber on here. He's great. He said, what do you think as the CEO of Credit One? What do you think about First Premier Bank? If you've heard of them,
First Premier Bank. Um, I would say. Well, hold on here. I have to watch what I say because my buddy Sledge just took over a company, and I can't remember if it was First Premier or another one.
yeah, you're
So
right.
I'll just say if that's his bank, they're great. They're fantastic. I wish them all the best. And if it's not his bank, I would say who?
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me see. Um, yeah, so you're
Good
right.
question, CJ. Thanks. Thanks for
Yes.
that.
Um, so what would be for someone who's just getting started out in the Credit One game or just a credit card game? What would you recommend someone get a Credit One card just to get started? And
No, 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 no. I would recommend they get all of my cards just to
got
get
it,
started. In
got it.
fact, I don't want to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but maybe even some of the people who watch your channel, I've been one of the lucky few every once in a while. I have been known just to be charitable and just randomly open a card for some random lucky person out there without them even knowing about it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't want to, I don't want to gloat, but yeah, maybe once or twice or, a couple of hundred times.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Hmm.
Do you ever, you know, so that's a good question. CG also followed up. He said, if you have to get all the Credit One cards, like what happens if they can't afford all the annual fees on their cards?
I mean, we're still gonna bill them. I don't understand the question.
Well, because America's $1 trillion in debt, or credit card debt, across all consumers. Some people can't make their payments. Cards are canceled. Cars are repoed. Houses go into foreclosure. There's always a process in which somebody will take things away from people, but you still let them have the cards. And is there any?
Yeah,
Hmm,
it's a free country, right?
it's true. What do you?
I am free
Mhm,
to take their money.
makes sense. By the way, what are you drinking there? I see it's a no brand.
Water.
Really?
Yeah.
Very nice. Staying hydrated. Right. Looks sunny out there. Nice car, by the way. I like that you got in the car.
Yeah. I got lucky. I was just walking around out here and it was unlocked. So,
See, this is just a random person's car. You jumped in.
oh yeah, yeah. I don't know who this car belongs to.
You're not serious. You're not serious that it's a random car. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. What? I don't understand. What's so hard to believe about that?
Nobody
You think
walks
I would
into
get
random
in
car.
my car? Listen, I'm a very important person. Okay, I'm not gonna put my car on the internet and give somebody some way to like identify what I'm driving. Like there, believe it or not, there are some people in the world who might not have the best opinion of me. I don't know why. I think I'm personally a beautiful, easy to get along with, uh, you know, angel of a human being, right? And I think you would probably agree with that, right? Agree with that, Andy.
I agree. Yes.
Thank you, Andy. Right? But for some reason, I don't know, jealousy, whatever. So I got
Hmm.
to be careful. I can't be putting my stuff out there. You know, I can't be the dummy who accidentally puts half of his credit card number in a Discord server. That would be ridiculous.
Right, right. And there definitely have been people that done that in the Discord server that we have linked up above, right now. So people wanted to ask your setup here because, like I said, it's very innovative. I actually really like it. Can you explain like the gremlin, why you have that there, and the plant?
Yeah. So again, my assistant put it together for me when I woke up, and I think. Annie, have you ever been to a neurologist recently? Had your memory checked?
Not that I can remember. No.
No, not that you can remember. See, there you go. Listen, I'll tell you what. I'll send you a Credit One card. Go see a neurologist. Put it on the card. You're welcome.
You do that for me? You'll be.
I
I'll
will
be
do
the
that for
lucky.
you.
Oh my god!
Absolutely, absolutely.
Wow.
Just send me your address, your social, and your mother's maiden name on your birthday, and I'll get it taken care of.
Okay, I can do that definitely. I'll email you that same email, which was hotguy97. I appreciate that. I'll and they said, how many kids does he not claim? Do you have kids?
Not that I claim. I mean, kind of. You already put it out there.
Got it. Understood. It seems as if we had a commenter named Matt Clausen. He said, Credit One actually let him put up an Audi R8 as collateral to secure a card. Huh. I guess for the higher end Credit One cards, they need like a high collateral just to be able to get approved.
Yeah, sure. That's probably something that one of those employees that I don't know about take care of. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't want to be disappointing here, right? But you're asking me a lot of questions about how the company is run,
right,
and all that. I'm like, I don't know, man. I get on a plane, I go to the Bahamas, then I get back on a plane, and I go to Miami. Then I get on a plane and I go to Vegas. And then at some unknown amount of time later, I wake up and I fly out of Vegas and I go back to the Bahamas. That's what I do. That's how I run my company, right?
So
I'm a very hands-off guy. I don't like to micromanage.
Got it. Okay. So, you have any advice for someone like myself who's just kind of coming up in the world? I'm trying to make a name for myself, etc. Maybe one day I could be a CEO of a bank. I don't. Any advice for someone in my position?
Stay off my coattails, Andy.
Oh,
It's my advice. I like you. Don't mess that up.
appreciate it. And if you want, I think it might be getting a little hot there. If you want to take off your jacket.
That is an excellent idea.
Oh my god!
What a note to end that on.
Yeah.
Stay off my coattails, Andy.
I can't. So you want to explain who you are?
Yeah, so I am just Richie, not really the CEO. That is a character that actually started in Mark Plymail's Discord. I don't even remember how it came to be. I think one day I was just pretending to be a jerk. And in a conversation we were having about Credit One, and somebody said it, and it just stuck. And I'll be honest, this is a much more tamer version of what he used to be. He's not a good person. He's not a good person, but this is he's calmed down in his old age.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'm so glad I got to take off that jacket.
Yeah. I figured once we get to close to the 30-minute mark, so for everyone who's watching, obviously not the CEO of Credit One, but probably a very accurate depiction.
Yeah.
And it's wow. LOL, there was no way he was legit. Sounded clueless. Did anyone actually think he was the CEO of Credit? I mean, he is.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine anybody.
Oh my god, I could not stop freaking laughing at the beginning. That was the funniest. I haven't cried laughing in a little bit, and that
That was the first time that character has ever been not in the form of like text.
is
So
perfect.
honestly, I had no idea what I was gonna do.
Yeah, I gave it up right away. There was no way I was keeping that freaking together.
Yeah. By the way, I got a text that popped up on my iPad while we were doing that.
Yeah.
My daughter sent me a text that said girlfriend question mark and that
Uh,
emoji. I don't have girlfriends. I'm very happily married. I have a beautiful wife who's probably watching and probably isn't very happy right now.
yeah, right. Oh my god. Oscar worthy, him staying in character, put him over the top, funny stuff. This was fantastic, straight face. Yeah, I knew. As soon as I was laughing, I was like, it's over. But I figured we could keep it going because he's just so funny. So this is Richie. If you guys know him in comment sections in the Discord, his literal name on Discord is Richie, uh, CEO Credit One of Credit One,
Yeah.
and it used to be what was it, El Credito Uno for
Uh,
the Spanish brand.
Credito Uno COO.
Yeah, and Richie he wanted to we've had some conversations off. And I think he's one of the funniest people in the world, honestly. Um, and and he actually wants to make his own channel. So definitely go and subscribe to me. Maybe in the future, but you said you wanted to plan something with Calby and Chad.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk to Calby and Chad um, about possibly um, do a friendly competition between the two of them, do a video with each of them to see who could get me the best redemption on my upcoming 20th anniversary trip.
That's right.
Yeah, so that would be the trip wouldn't be next year, it'd be the following year, so 2025 in like the March timeframe. And I'm doing something that's very taboo in our community. I'm hoarding points because originally we were going to do the once in a lifetime Maldives trip for our 20th.
Hmm.
And I was going to do that like on Amex. Because I have just over 750,000 Amex points.
Damn.
Yeah. And I did that in 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. But actually, funny enough, my wife's boss was like, "You're doing that for the 20th. That's not like a special anniversary. That's like, the 25th maybe, but not the 20th." So I put my tail between my legs and I was like, "I guess he's right." So I was like, "Let's do something simpler. Let's do Hawaii."
Hmm.
So I just got my Chase Sapphire Preferred, and I got the 90,000 offer in
Hmm.
branch.
Nice.
So I'm gonna see if I can get with Chad, get with Calby, and see who can get me to Hawaii the cheapest using Chase points. And
Ah,
I got some points in some other things, and then we'll see what happens.
gotcha. And actually, Chad came in with a $10 super chat. I
Hey,
appreciate you, man. Of
thank you,
course, that
Chad.
the proceeds will have to go to the CEO of Credit One because he loves to take and not give. Um, but appreciate you, Chad. And he said, "Lay it on me." He's game for it. Challenge accepted.
Awesome.
Um, so Chad's in.
Also,
Hmm.
for those who don't know, we've said it a couple of times in videos, but Chad and me live in the same area. My goal, and I kind of am going to spoil it by saying this right here,
Yeah.
but my goal is to one day when Chad is doing a live, to like pinpoint where he is and just show up in the background and just be there for the rest of the video.
That would be so funny.
Right?
Just be in the background with those
Just
glasses.
be in the
Just
background, just doing random stuff.
oh my god, I would love to see that. Yeah, I know you guys are close. And CJ said, "What, Richie? You're in Florida too?"
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, you
In
got.
fact, here, I'm gonna ruin the shot. I'll never get it set up again after this, but you can see
Oh,
the right there. Here's the
wow,
ocean.
that's where you are. Damn.
It's a beautiful like 90 something degree day.
Yeah, you're living the dream, man.
Yeah.
From in between all of your Bahamas to where? I forget. I forget where CEO goes.
Bahamas, Miami, and Vegas, but I never remember.
Gotcha. Yeah. And he said we have to do a meetup in Florida. Chad, CJ, Sledge, you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's like a decent amount of us that live here. I've learned.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we
So
got to set up like we've been talking about because we have the creator whatever credit card meetup in Vegas on September 2nd, but we've been thinking like, hey, in the Discord we'll be talking about it. We're like, hey, maybe we should set up an East Coast credit card community thing in 2024. And I'm like, man, we should just all go to Epcot and drink around the world. That'd be so funny. I think it'd be fun.
yeah, man, they have that food and wine festival every year, and it's a lot of fun. Great food, you know,
Mm-hmm.
good stuff.
So let me ask a little bit about yourself. So as Richie, the the person behind the suit, um, what what so what got you? So you said you've accumulated close to 1 million Amex points in the last 2 years. Did you just kind of get started in like the points of miles game in the last 2 years, or has this been a long
Yeah,
journey?
so actually, not kidding. I can actually thank Graham Stephan for showing me the light. Before a couple years ago, I was the guy who I would get a credit card, and the whole reason I would get a credit card would be like, I want something that I can't pay for in full. So you get a credit card and you put it on that, and then you pay for it over time.
Yeah.
And if you were to tell me, well, you have to pay your credit card in full, I would say, well, that's stupid. What's the point of a credit card then?
Right.
Right? That's
Yeah.
dumb. You're an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
But I was actually the dumb idiot. Which, my wife and kids, they wouldn't be surprised to hear that.
Right.
Um, yeah, so I started actually getting into finance YouTube, um, more along the lines of like paying off debt and trying to, just get control of your money. And then Graham put out a video. I want to say it was about the city double cash one time,
Hmm.
where he at least talked about the city double cash. And I was like, yeah, this guy just blew my mind. I was like, wait, I can get a 2% discount on everything?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
2% discount. All right, it doesn't sound like much. But I was like, that money's just going to keep stacking up in my account. So that year, I got the city double cash, and we just threw everything on that card. Like, I put my wife as an AU on it, and just everything we bought. So basically, for like 10 months out of the year. And then come that Christmas time, we were able to buy like all of our Christmas gifts and everything with the cash back that we had got from the card. And I
Wow.
was like, I am sold. Like, I've wasted my life. What have I been doing?
Yeah.
And I guess that was the beginning of the end, because now it's like an addiction. And my poor wife is like, all right, what card do I put this on? Wait, I put this. And then she's constantly texting me, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And I'm constantly telling her, I got a new card. And she just rolls her eyes.
Oh my god. Yes. It's funny how you get to that point. And because well,
Yeah.
why don't you just get her on the curve card?
Oh, I don't even want to talk about the curve card. They
Blacklisted.
slighted me.
Yeah. They knew your relationship to Credit One and they said, we're not even
Right?
gonna let this
Yeah,
guy get approved
exactly. They're like, not
at
that
all.
guy.
It was
No
crazy. You
way.
said you got like it said like for security reasons we can't approve you or tell you why.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. I get maybe whatever security reason. I mean, I don't get it, but at
Yeah.
least tell me what it is. So if it's something I like need to know about, like I
Yeah.
can take care of it.
Yeah, right. Like there's 10 of you on the dark web. We're like, this is
Yeah.
raising a
Yeah.
red flag.
Yeah.
And Chad said same for him. His wife smirks a little sometimes when I guess he says he has a new card. And
Yeah.
truth be told, like when I had Woodsy on the other day when he came and met me in person, he talked about that being like a real issue, like credit card addiction. And
Yeah.
I hadn't really considered it being a real addiction until I kind of like thought about it with him, and I was like, yeah, I literally will not put spend on a card unless it's working towards a sign up bonus. Um, Up until like this point, I've kind of changed a little bit, but it is a form. Even though you do get amazing vacations and change your life, um, there could be an element to it that's like because I have that a little bit too with like working out. I always feel like, what's the point of eating if the calories aren't going towards, like, if I'm sore or something, I feel like I'm building muscle. If I'm just not working out, I'm like, I'm not even gonna eat. Like, it's a waste of time. So it's almost like I feel like
Yeah.
that with credit cards too.
Yeah.
Um, so
Well,
you
it's
yeah.
funny.
Mhm.
I was just gonna say it's funny too that you, you mentioned that because with everything that's been going on with Amex recently, I've been kind of worried because
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody in the Discord saw, but I got that email from Citi that was giving me 4 extra points on top of the 2 for restaurants
Hmm.
on my double cash. So I was like, all right, well, 6x, right? So
Yeah.
between that and working on the CSP sign up bonus, and a couple other things, I haven't really been putting any spend on my American Express cards.
Hmm.
So, every couple of days I go in and make sure all those points are still there. And then actually just the other day, we went to a restaurant and I pulled out my gold card and I was like, let me just throw something on there just to
Hmm.
keep them happy.
Yeah. I think a lot of us are negligent, and we forget that if we don't use them. I get, like, they have parameters in there, like, usually it's like a year, and then you start getting shutdowns for certain cards if you don't use them. But you just never know. Like, these things
Yeah.
change every day with banks. Like, that's why there's so much contention on certain cards, and but what can you do with it? Can your product change this? You can't, because things just change every single day. There's no way to keep up. Um, so, you know, um, I lost my train of thought. Jesus, you really derailed me today. You
Sorry.
derailed me. Um, what the hell were we just? Oh yeah, so that's what I've done too. Is I've just pulled out all my card, like the Hilton cards that I just never use. I started using them
Yeah.
recently a couple times here and there. Um, but it's tough. So tell us about this friggin'. I know you originally you had a plan to save up all of your points and redeem them in 2030. This was your plan,
Yes.
right?
Yes. That's still my plan.
It's
That's my
still.
plan for my Amex hoard.
Oh.
Because that's gonna be
Oh.
my once in a lifetime Maldives, bungalow over the water, right? Assuming that I still have Amex points, but
Right.
like they don't take them away.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, so and that's why I say like I know I'm doing the taboo thing as far as most people in the Discord are concerned. They're like, earn them and spend them. Um,
Yeah.
but you know, I have them now. There's no guarantee that if I spent them, I'd be able to earn, a
Yeah.
ton again. So I'm like, I'm just gonna cross my fingers and hope.
I That's why I would love to see someone who actually redeemed a Maldives trip and see how much you actually. I feel like it's not as much as you think you need.
Yeah,
Like, I would hate
yeah.
for you to wait all this time and, like, you're only gonna do a week anyway. Like, if you were planning, like, a 3-month excursion and you could pay
Oh
for that
yeah,
all with points, hell
yeah.
yeah.
That'd be
Um,
amazing.
but I would hate for you to wait until 2030 and all the randomness in between and end up just being there for a week. Yeah, it would be a crazy week, but it's like, maybe you could have had, like, 15 countries between now and then with those points. I don't know.
Right. See now, now you're starting to sound like my wife because this is how my wife and me are different too, right?
Right.
Just about money in general. My wife is very much the like, hey, you don't know if you're gonna be here tomorrow, so
Yeah.
you know, go out and do stuff now, live life now. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I get it. I'm 100% with you,
Yeah.
except for the 50% that I'm not with you, because I'm also like, if I am alive 20, 30 years from now, I kind of want to eat. I kind of want to,
Yeah.
be able to afford whatever medicines I'm going to be on at the time, right? So we're constantly like going back and forth, and I'm like trying to find like the balance in the middle.
Yeah.
Um, and the one thing I've learned is there is no balance. It's
It's
just
it's what
kind of
I
like,
say, and that's it. My way or
yeah,
the
it's what
highway.
she says, and
Oh,
that's
okay.
it. It's what she
Right.
says, yeah.
Huh. But I mean, it's a real thing. And now I'm gonna switch to me confronting Richie. Yes, it's a real thing, right? I remember my first live stream I ever did. Wandering Doc was trying to educate everybody. He was telling us, like, hey, you can enjoy things so much better now at your age versus you 30 years from now, 20 years from now, maybe even 7 years from now. Probably not. You'll probably look better, but um, you know, is there something to be said about, having the guarantee today versus the maybe tomorrow? and that's why your 50% is like saying, no, I want to
Yeah.
hoard and I want to, because I'm very much like that too. Like if, the way I've segmented it in my head now since talking to everybody, I'm like, cash, fine, I'm saving that for like 100 years. For the points and miles, I could see where things could get crazy and locked in cancellations and stuff like this. It's just so uncertain. That's why I was so crazy, and I just put 150k Amex points in Air France, so I like guaranteed an Italy trip. And I'm looking to set that up so this way I can kind of take advantage while I can. Um, but I don't know. I just feel like, I mean, are you still going to take trips between now and 2030?
Yeah, actually, I actually not too long ago we just did our first points redemption
Oh,
ever. My wife got the Southwest card when the sign up bonus was for the free companion pass
hmm,
for a year.
yeah.
So for my son's 16th birthday, we're taking him over to the Canada side for Niagara Falls.
Oh,
So that is the first. Well, I take that back. I was gonna say that was the first trip we've done where we paid completely in points,
hmm,
but we did end up actually having to spend like $100 cash to buy some more Southwest points,
sad.
just to get the trip home,
Hmm.
because we're flying back on a really expensive day. So,
Ah,
so
right.
we had to top off some points, but
Yeah.
still, all in all, that's like our first redemption. And I was like, I was such a dork. I was so proud, like when I did it. Like
Yeah.
we got the rental car, we got the tickets, we got the hotel. I was like, babe, this is what I've been building up to this whole time. I did it. I did it. Look,
It's
and
great.
she had her normal reaction where she just rolled her eyes, said she was trying to sleep, and you know,
She's just fine.
yeah. No, she was
That's
really. She was,
yeah,
I I gotta. I joke, but
I
she's
know.
actually very supportive and like a wonderful wife. And I don't want to be in
Yes.
trouble when I go home.
Right. Right. I know you got some kith and kin watching, so um,
Yeah.
it'll report back for sure. Um,
Yeah.
it's funny, yeah. I noticed something that nobody talks about actually is how you handle the credit cards with the significant other, and it seems like it's overwhelmingly positive for most people. In my experience, like she's opened up like she has 8 credit cards now. I don't know how that happened. She has more than like some people in the community. Like that's pretty wild. Just because
Yeah.
I was like, hey, sign up for this, sign up for that, and then we got points, and she has great credit, and and she understands the value of a point, and to put all the spend on it. Like we have a new card. All right, do nothing but spend on this card. Any trips
Right.
you have, use
Right.
that card. So I just wonder if there's like a side story that we don't hear about from people that are like not. I heard a couple stories here and there, but like maybe you open up cards and then they're really upset with you. Like I just can't deal with this. you know?
Yeah. No, I'm pretty lucky. I haven't had to deal with that.
Yeah.
Most of the time, like I said, it is just kind of like, oh, another one. Okay, so I'm just putting all my spend on this one now. And
Hmm.
she is really good at it. We actually have a shared in notes in the iPhone. You can share that note with
Yeah.
someone.
Hmm.
So I made categories, and then I was like, all right, groceries, gold card, and this card. I think we had the Blue Cash Preferred at the time, and I just made
Hmm.
notes like that. Which that note is been obsolete for probably like 6 months now. I haven't gone in and updated it, but
Yeah.
um, she probably, for simplicity's sake, she probably does like it when I open a new card because she's just like, okay,
Yeah.
I just have to worry about this one.
That's
Perfect.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And it seems
um,
like I think she came in and said, "Look at all that we could have missed." I guess an alternate point of view. You're thinking
yeah.
about think about all we could have in the future, but she's thinking, but look at all we could have missed, Richie. What about
Yeah.
all the trips that you missed by being such a stickler for your points?
Right. And I do get it. I do get it. Like I said, we're not promised tomorrow. What happens if, something happens and then all those points are just sitting there, never to be used. You know what I mean? So I
I
get it.
wonder, could you put your points in a will? I wonder.
I don't know.
It's interesting. See?
That's a good question. That might be a phone call to customer service just because I want to know now.
Yeah, oh my god, that would make a super funny, like, short or a video. Say,
Yeah.
"Hey, I have 500,000 Amex points, like, should something happen tomorrow, could I guarantee this goes to my offspring?" They'll just look
Yeah.
at you funny, like, "What the hell? No, we just take that."
Yeah. Like, no, dude, they're points. They're not even like a real thing.
Yeah,
What
right.
Um,
Chad's yeah.
no,
Yeah, Chad says the hotels are rough in the Maldives. The redemptions fairly hard. He says they're all mega resorts, and without the sweetener of a card like the Aspire, you're going to burn a ton of points per room. And he said as far as flights, there's a lot more flexibility heading into Male.
so actually,
Hmm,
Chad, thanks, because you just brought up a question that I wanted to ask you guys. I'm
hmm,
on the fence. I still have to get the Freedom Flex and the Freedom Unlimited to finish my Chase Trifecta.
hmm.
But then I'm on the fence between the World of Hyatt card, which gives you a free night for only $95, but doesn't really give you like super great status,
Yeah,
versus the Aspire card, which I've wanted for a while. It gives you the free night for $450, at least now, unless they like up it like there's
yeah.
rumors.
Hmm.
But it gives you, their top tier status. So I'm kind of on the fence. I'm not really sure which way to go with that one.
Yeah, it's definitely it's funny. My video today that I released, I talked about the cards I want in the following 12 months, and literally World of High card and
Yeah,
the Aspire. So
yeah,
it's tough to say. Like if you know guaranteed you're going to be staying somewhere nice every single year, um, that kind of works with Hilton. It might make sense to do it. For me, I know guaranteed like that Charleston vacation, in the Mills house, the ghost tour. That was the like one of the best vacations. It was literally like 2 days. That's it. So I was like, man, if I could just guarantee that every year with the Aspire, like I'm happy. So for me personally, I would go with the Aspire first for that. But if you know there's a Hyatt hotel that you like that fits in the 1 to 4 categories, like, hey, that might make
yeah,
sense. I mean, why
yeah.
not both?
Speaking of the haunted hotel, I'm waiting for more of those.
You want some more? The
I want
people.
some more haunted hotels. That's a good video, man.
I cannot believe how much of a it feels like an impact that made. It was such like a couple hundred people viewed it. So people obviously love the crazy style that I have. I guess I don't know, running around, um, and having Gabe and everybody on. But it's like it's become such a thing that now I hear this in certain comment sections or discords. They're like, you know, uh, did I hear? I want to know. Gabe is here. Oh my god. Gabe, what are you doing here?
Perfect,
Oh, matter of fact,
perfect.
here's a perfect time to plug it. For anyone who's like free somehow, Gabe is setting up. So Gabe, I think he alluded to it when he was on the podcast last time. Um, you guys know my Charleston tour, Ghost tour. He was the guy who got on FaceTime with. You guys know Gabe, household name at this point. He's actually wrote a song, monster or paranormal themed, monster themed, and he's gonna have a flash mob dance in Greenville, South Carolina, downtown flash mob. It's gonna be July 29th. So if anybody, I'm pretty sure it was 27th. I think 29th. If anyone's free, I'm pretty. Yeah, we're going down there. Got to learn some of the dances, but it's going to be a whole music video. He's going to produce it, and then I think probably release it by Halloween. Um, so I'll shout him out there. But yeah, I didn't
Awesome.
think that the ghost thing would be so. I don't know. People really wanted. I think even Woodsy was like, "Hey, I literally like want to get a bunch of people and let's go to the Mills house and do our own ghost investigation."
That'd be
Um,
awesome.
that'd be great. So maybe we have to find more. Um, we're gonna have to find some more across the U.S. Plus, the most dangerous hotel, I'm sure, is kind of haunted too. So maybe I'll end up there soon.
So
Uh, mhm.
also too, I want to answer the questions you asked CEO about this stuff. Right. First of all, well, I asked you in the Discord what table you use, so I went out and I got that exact same table. But you didn't tell me what a pain it was to like get this thing to like sit up in the car.
Yep, that's it right there.
Like
Yep.
I spent hours today trying to
Did you?
figure out, and then finally, that's when I sent you the message, the direct message. I was like, "Dude, I can't get this to work. What do I do?" And so you
Yeah.
sent me the picture, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I forgot I probably should have told you how I mount things, but yeah.
Yeah.
Basically
Um,
it's like glove box and resting thing. Yeah. But you
yeah,
figured out how
yeah,
to get it there.
yeah. It's convoluted, but I mean, this thing is one sneeze away from falling completely apart. But
Really? Oh my
yeah,
god.
but it's working for now. And then my daughter, I saw my daughter in the chat mention him. I think I saw some other people, but people pointed out this R2.
Yeah.
This guy has been with me pretty much for all of my like significant life-changing events.
Oh.
I was deployed twice. He was with me for that, both of them. He was in my wedding. There goes the gremlin. Yeah, this guy is older than both of my children. Whatever year the Phantom Menace came out, I got him then because I've always been like a big Star Wars nerd. And he's been through stuff. Like I said, he went through both tours in Iraq with me, and the guys in my unit played a mean joke on me one day. They have no respect. They took a cooler and filled it with water and tied a little weight to him and stuck him in the cooler. So he was like just sitting in the water. So ever since he used to be able to like beep and make noise, but ever since then he's just been silent. But yeah, so this guy goes with me like.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Wow. Yeah, a little scary too. Yeah. Uh, Sorry, it seems like you have frozen. Yeah, I think your connection is tanked for some reason. Oh no, people are trying to. No, you're there. Yeah, do you want to? CJ recommended maybe rejoin. Cool. Anthony talking to a ghost right now. Oh god. Quickly, let's see who can correctly guess what's happening on the other side of the conversation we can't hear based on Tony's responses. Oh man, that's what happens when you use credit one. Uh-oh. Definitely something paranormal going on in this stream. Oh lord. Florida service. Yeah. Yeah. Internet powered by credit one. I can't. This is just the greatest. It's crazy. He left and I still see him. Like I know he's gone, but I still see him. I still see him frozen. Man, this world is crazy. The friggin' CEO of Credit One, I can't. This is the funniest thing. Funniest things ever. Man, Credit One. They're yeah, they gotta get their act together. Man, we got hit hard. I mean, you guys can see me okay, right? Gone but not forgotten. Never forgotten. Oh, Richie said, oh no, sorry, I'm talking crap about Richie. It's almost like I could still see him. Richie's in the chat. Uh-oh. Can we get him back? I don't know. Richie, yo, connection. Which I'm surprised he got such good connection out by the beach over there. Or I guess waterfront. Usually if I'm by the water, I get connection's not the greatest. Not like anywhere. Not like I'm anywhere near the water anyway. We're in Greenville, South Carolina. Like there's no water anywhere near us. Mr. 305. Mr. V05. Yeah, he's got issues. Oh, Stan, you canceled your platinum in April? Why didn't you make a video on that? I don't even remember. But man, how freaking crazy was that character? How crazy. He's trying. That freaking credit one, man. I wanted to be just kind of straight man and just talk like I normally do, but those responses at the beginning, oh my god. If he lets me, I'm gonna make a bunch of shorts with that. Just like question, just have him answer. As the CEO of Credit One, they're gonna come after me. YouTube just kind of stopped loading. Yeah, that's probably what happened, Richie. Something broke. Fanta says, I'm gonna figure out this whole chase thing by the end of the week and hope they don't end up double charging me. Yeah, Fanta, I don't know, man. So I didn't get to read your reply. Let me see. But yeah, that's very odd. What happened to you? Oh, he's coming back. I think we got. Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right.
Back to normal.
Yeah, I moved my phone and it worked.
Whew. Oh, CJ out. Oh, see you, CJ.
Bye, CJ.
Hope you get first tomorrow.
All right. So after that little intermission.
Yeah, so you cut off right at the gremlin. Well, talking about how crazy. Was it Temple?
Oh
Something?
yeah, that's okay because nothing I said after that was interesting anyway. So.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, definitely things were a little creepier. I think it was just like part of at least how they were. Well, I guess the lack thereof CGI like Jeepers Creepers was really scary, and
yeah,
Creep Show had
Creep Show.
some
Yeah,
that was very odd stuff. Like I
yeah.
remember that one Creep Show episode. My dad used to quote it all the time. It was the guy who she hit in the middle of the highway, and and he was like he died in the middle of the street, but he kept coming back and like asking for a ride. He's like, "Thanks for the ride, lady. Thanks for the ride." Just keeps following her. That's crazy.
Oh, you remember Large Marge in the Pee Wee Herman movie? You remember that?
Not the chair.
No, not the TV show, the movie where he lost his bike.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
he's like hitchhiking, and this lady in the truck pulls over and picks him up. And then I don't remember exactly what happens, but like her face turns into like this. It was claymation, but as a little kid, that freaked me out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's a Pee Wee Herman movie, man.
Yeah, right. I actually don't remember. I remember the movie, but I don't remember that scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of. You know what used to freak me out too? I don't know if. Well, it's an old. It's definitely you guys have watched it. You know, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah.
I remember just some of the most vile stuff in that show, like beheadings and turning the
Yeah.
family into marionette puppets, giant toes with fungus or feet with like nutty stuff. But I love to hear what you said about the R2D2, and he's kind of been there in every major event in your life. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. He was actually on your two deployments.
Yeah. Yep. He was with me on both my tours, 2004, 2008.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a thing that happened, and now I like whenever I do something I've never done before or whatever, like I make sure, you know. So, but
Yeah.
it's also kind of like nerve wracking. Like I'm not the bungee jumping type guy or anything,
Hmm.
but you know, like if I did do something like that, I don't know because my luck, like he'd go flying out of my
Yeah.
pocket into a river, and then that'd be it. You know?
I would just duct tape him to like your leg or
Yeah,
something, and then
yeah,
go for it. Huh, man. So actually, I wanted to just know personally because you kind of answered earlier, but how long have you been in the credit card game itself?
So just about well, It honestly, it's probably been going closer to, like, 3 years now.
Hmm.
Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Gotcha.
Um,
Huh.
yeah, but I tell you what, man, it's my that one video by Graham, and then that that holiday, that Christmas, like, seeing that I was able to, like, just buy all those presents for everybody just on, like, the cashback I got from that one card. Like, that
Hmm.
was a life-defining moment for me. I
Yeah.
was like, "Holy crap." Normally, I'm, like, cashing out vacation time and sick time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, now I mean, I still cash that money out, but I had it to, like, do whatever I wanted with, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, "This is amazing." So, yeah,
It's just
that was it.
it's just like a byproduct, right?
Yeah,
Hmm. Do you
yeah.
view money the same way as you do points, where you kind of feel like you have to hoard it? You kind of have the mentality like this might be my last dollar,
It depends on what day you ask me.
right?
'Cause sometimes I'm very, like, you know, I gotta put all this money away, blah, blah, blah. And then other times I'm like, there's a whole lot of shiny stuff and I want it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, so yeah, there's like no consistency with that as far as that goes. I mean, I don't overspend, you know, like I don't have that issue, thankfully.
Hmm.
Um, but there's times where I'm probably like, I probably shouldn't buy this. Swipe.
Yeah. All right. So you know what? Before we end up going, I wanted to ask you, confront you a third time, about something that I have some contentions with you personally. So over the last few months, I've noticed that you've been coming in some of the live streams and you've been calling me out on certain mannerisms, things that I say. And honestly, it really throws me off my game. And I really wanted to let you know, like, I don't appreciate it. I really wanted to, let you air it out today. Like, why do you have such a problem with me saying things are interesting?
That's an interesting question, Andy. Actually,
God damn it, he's back.
no, but you reminded me of the interview story I told you about,
Yes,
where the guy was like, "Can you say like anything other than that's interesting?"
yes,
I guess I should explain that story
yes. Well, tell him
now.
why
So
this all started. Your initial call out of me, and then yeah,
yeah, so
it's
I was watching one of your lives, and you kept saying that's interesting or wow interesting, and I was like, wow, he
hmm,
sounds just like me. And then you kept saying it, and I was like, so I made a comment. I was like, all right, new drinking game. Every time Anthony says that's interesting, you take a shot, and the
yeah.
last one alive wins.
Yeah, you derailed everything after that for a few minutes. I was like, man, he's so right. It's like that's so interesting. He really is correct. I do say that a lot. But then
Yeah,
you told me a
but
story because you say it all the time, right?
yeah, I do. I say it all the time. It's like my default like response to something.
Yeah.
But for my second deployment before I left, um, I was being interviewed by the local paper, and the guy was nice guy, um, asking me all kinds of questions and asking about the deployment, how the family handles it. And to be honest, I can't even remember. I can't think of a single question that he would have asked me in that situation where my response would be, "Yeah, that's interesting."
Yeah.
but 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 somehow I said that enough times that the guy just kind of put his pen down, looked me dead in the face, and he's like, "Can can you say something other than that's interesting? Because this is going to be a really boring article."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, sorry." Um, so
Oh,
yeah,
and then you carried on the
but
whole
it's
interview, yeah.
yeah, it's such an easy like thing to just default to, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So let
especially like, cause like I said to you in the Discord, like with you, like I can tell it's genuine. Like you really are interested in what the person's saying, so you're just voicing that, and that's how it is with me too. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I'm not just saying, yeah, that's yeah, interesting. Very
yeah,
nice. Very nice. Cool. Um
So speaking of things to bring up and bones to pick,
oh,
I know there's going to be some other people in the chat and watching who remember you saying something about something to do with like haircuts and live, but then that just kind of like disappeared, right? Like I never heard about it again.
you want to know something? I basically knew this was coming, and I actually cut my hair just an hour before I started. I joined this, and for a moment, I thought to myself while I was cutting my hair, because you can see we're completely, sideless now. I said maybe I should turn this maybe I should take my phone and record a bit of this so I could show it that I actually did follow through with it. And I was like, I don't have a shirt on. It's gonna be a little weird. I decided against it, but I knew this was gonna come up. And yes, if people really want to see it, if they really want to see how I come, it's not that eventful. I take a buzzer and I just kind of guesstimate how much I have to take off on the top, and then it's a 3 on the sides. I mean,
people really want to see it. You don't want to disappoint your audience.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. Right. So I'll do that. I'll do it someday. What am I supposed to do? Literally live stream it? Where am I going to plug it in? The Mormon church? I got nowhere to plug it, unless I could figure out the car charger situation. But I don't know if that would work. But apparently, people want to know.
They do sell those like normal plugs that you can plug into a car charger, and then it connects to a regular plug. So,
okay.
I mean, there's options if you really want to
put your mind to it. Because I'll have to position the camera here outside the car, and I'll show people. Is it really that important? I mean, look, I've been doing it my entire life, but it's like what works for me may not work for people. Like I literally guesstimate now here, and my fiance always like every now and again I'll mess up and like something is completely uneven, and she's like, that doesn't even make sense. Like there's like nothing here and then this here, and she's like, you have to have it layered. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Layered doesn't mean anything. Like I got the same 2 hands that they have, the hairdressers and the barbers. So I could do it, and I save a lot of money, a lot of money.
Hey, I cut my hair too.
Yes, once a year you'll
yeah. It's really easy because I only have to cut like right around here.
Oh, is that you grow like is that Mr. Burns or something?
Yeah. Sometimes I think about growing it up just to like annoy my family, but I'm like, I don't know, that's a big commitment
for a practical joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so funny. Well, man, I really would love to get you to start a channel. I've since co-bullied Matt Clausen into doing it, and I've bullied Sledge into making a channel. I think you might be next.
Well, listen,
you got a lot going on.
If anybody that's my one of my big things is my time, my work schedule. But if anybody wants to see why I absolutely should not make a channel, I do have one video back from when I was working on my master's on this channel, and it's terrible lighting, terrible sound. It's just an all-around horrible video, like a review of like some TV that I had to do for a project for my master's. So if you want to really know why I shouldn't make videos, go watch that, and then let me know what you think. We'll see what happens, but I'm just letting you know up front, it's bad.
You got some views on it though, I thought.
I did. I had like 1,000 something views on it, but I really think that was just because like people were interested in the TV and just stuff. Like there was that one comment you pointed it out. The comment is like, "What potato did you shoot this on?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's great, man. Does anybody have any? Hey, JP, what's going on, man? Tyree, a few people in here. Anybody have any last minute questions and stuff for the CEO? And nobody cares what I think anymore, so mainly for you. We'll see. But this was a lot of fun.
This was good. I wasn't sure which way I was going to go, and CJ left, but I'll tell you what, it was a little nerve-wracking coming on being the guy after CJ. Because CJ's live last week was was pretty good.
That was explosive to say the least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but this was like when people play this back and they see me dying laughing at like your responses, I don't I just don't know how I could have been just straight faced. Like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's too funny, but I think people find this to be the funniest stream. I'll say. Last one was the craziest, but this is the funniest. Um, but yeah, but if no one's got anything else, then I will say I appreciate you, sir, for being here and having a good time
No.
with me for the time
Yeah.
being.
Thank you for asking me. It's been a little bit coming, so I'm happy we finally got to do it.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And we got to get you linked up with Chad and Calby. Do that whole video. I
Yeah.
think that would be cool.
Yeah. I'll message them on the Discord and get
Mhm.
with them. Chad, we could probably. I mean, assuming like our schedules mesh up, we could probably do that one like in person.
That'd be cool. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
So,
But yeah, I guess, and thanks, thank you, Fanta, for being here, and everybody who's here for every crazy stream that we come up with. We went from the rose gold debate to confronting the CEO. It's great, but yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you, Richie, again, and appreciate all of you. And I guess have a great night, enjoy, have fun, and have a good life.
bye, guys.
See you, everyone.